we had a few conversations with a few individuals, and Jim seemed to rise to the top of all of that. So excited about that opportunity to work with him. I know he's done some great things the past couple of seasons in the Xfinity Series with Justin, and I hope that this doesn't take away from that for them for the remainder of the year to go out there and to secure another championship. It'd be nice to have a two-time championship leader coming on over back to RCR, as he was with us years prior, early years of the development with the next gen car.
What stuck out about him?
Yeah, I mean, I would say his passion and just, the leadership conversations that we had. You're not hiring a guy based off of results in a cup car, right? So that's yet to be seen and to be made, but hopefully he's the guy that can help lead us in the right direction with not just the 8 car, but also RCR as a whole.
Did you feel like there was anything in his personality that would be a good fit with you?
Yeah, I mean, he gave me a little bit of personality traits from what I've had from others previously. A little mix of a couple that I really enjoyed working with and had some great success with. So, that's just a 2 times of hour each maybe of sitting down and having conversations. So there's plenty more to learn about one another for sure.
What overrode his relative lack of experience with the next gen car? I know he's involved in early development, but what else stood out that made, hey, he doesn't have as much experience with this car, not as much of a negative factor for you?
I think just that he was able to jump in over there at JRM, and to me, they've had good cars for a long time, but it seems like the last 2-3 years they've really taken a step higher, and I feel like that since that Jim has been over there for that time, and whether he's the responsible one for that, I doubt it, but it's a whole group, right? But I feel like a guy like that who's been able to jump into a system that's been somewhat successful and improve it, and to get results out of it, and to almost win 2 championships already, going for a 3rd, that led some really good traits for me, leadership traits and improvement of organization.
Were you looking more in terms of leadership and organizational traits when you went into this process, or did it kind of evolve as the more you talked with people?
Yeah, I would say it evolved more that I talked with people. I would say going in, it was just open-minded of, hey, who's who and who's what, and let's hear them talk and see what they have to say, and then kind of go from there.
Sorry to interrupt this storyline, but could you just talk real quick about your qualifying today, coming off a good run last week? Things seem to be, rolling around here at the end.
Yeah, I mean, you got to do it consistently to have it really mean a lot. But Vegas was a good run. I think statistically speaking, with all the data that we get post-race, we were an 18th, 20th place car, but we were able to get an 8th place out of it. And that was just from good execution, having a clean day all day, being good on restarts or decent on restarts, having good clean pit stops all day, the car getting better each run of the race and improving and getting further up towards the front, not getting caught up in that wreck that happened in 1. So a lot of things came together for us to get a strong finish out of that, but don't take that lightly for the improvements that were made of just the week ahead.
And answering it with a good qualifying.
From all the conversations, I don't mean to be letting cat out of the bag here, but I would say he's coming in to lead the group we got. Majority of the team, to my knowledge, if not all, are staying.
At this point, do you feel like, I know he has some next-gen experience from when he was first getting going, maybe the first year, and even developing it, but is leadership more important than next-gen experience at this point for a crew chief?
Yes, I think speed comes from the race shop. It starts there. It doesn't happen at the racetrack. Crew chief driver relationships now with 25 minutes of practice is pretty much just trying to dial in your balance and make it as good as you can. Make the right adjustments going into qualifying to qualify good, and then make the right adjustments for the first run of the race so you're coming out of the gate strong in that. It seems like those were probably areas in which we've not been as strong as we'd like. If you look to every single race, we get better and better and better throughout, and we're finally okay in the 3rd stage, but it's too late. So it's just about making the right educated decisions with the squiggly lines on the computer.
This week and was recognized by the president and spoke a bit about her work with IVF and reducing the price of fertility medication and whatnot. Since you guys have had such a long journey with that and have done so much on that front, can you talk a bit about just seeing Samantha get that recognition, have your work with the Bundle of Joy Fund recognized like that on a national level?
Yeah, I thought that was absolutely amazing. And, really when Samantha and I were going through all of this back in the very beginning, it was like, why us? We're young, we're healthy, and we had our issues of conceiving with Brexton. Obviously had to go through IVF for the first round, and then 6 in between having him and Lennox, So a lot of heartache, a lot of tears and struggles and things like that, emotionally, physically. And then, to continue to work with the Bundle of Joy Fund and make the most of that efforts for the last 13 years, to have her dreams, even before Lennox. I mean, her dream, our conversation was like, we've got to fix this from the national level and, from Congress, from, the government, from whatever, in order to be able to make this treatment, this form of treatment for IVF for other individuals much more affordable. As one of our times we were in the office sitting there in the waiting room, a couple walked out saying, we're never going to be able to afford this. And that to us was just like, wow, thankfully we had the means to be able to do it. And we've started the BOJ and have continued to push along, raising over $2 million, granting over $2 million, having over 100 babies born from that fund. But, we could double that work if costs were cut in half, you know what I mean? So it would certainly be most beneficial to the things that she's been working on, for all of this to come down, and it finally came to fruition. So ultimately, so proud of her and her work and efforts that she's put into this, and thankful for the administration of listening and taking us on and letting us be a part of it.
I'm Caleb Barnes with Frontstretch.com. Come back soon for more great racing videos, and if you like us, don't forget to hit the subscribe button.